I would define social isolation as lack of meaningful contacts with other people.
Social isolation is being isolated from people or activities that you care about.
I come across seniors who are home all the time, and they are isolated from their friends and their colleagues for a number of reasons.
Social isolation is when somebody is not actively engaged in some sort of community. It can be either voluntary or involuntary.
We can see it when it's clear that the person's level of interaction is not enough to keep them feeling healthy, happy, and productive.
There's two kinds of isolation, and we can look at that in different ways. There's isolation from other people. You're not seeing people every day. There's isolation from purpose. You don't have meaning in your engagements with people. And I think both of those are damaging to people.
The data is very clear about the impact of isolation and loneliness on all variety of health factors.
If you have some cognitive changes, you may actually become more fearful of engaging with others because you may forget names or you may forget where you met that person. And so in social interactions where you used to be highly fluid, you may find that you are more reluctant to expose cognitive vulnerabilities and you might progressively reduce your social network. So that's a cognitive reason. A physical reason is when you have less ability to move. So that's fairly evident. The third, with emotion, if you have depressive symptoms where you just don't enjoy interacting with others, then you are going to restrict that and you may not treat the underlying cause, which is potentially related to small vascular changes.
People in later years of life are often left with a sense of loss of what they had. And if that isn't filled in with other productive activities, with finding meaning, then new emotional issues can crop up like depression. And if we lose a partner or we lose our friends, then another challenge that we often see for people as they age is loneliness and becoming more disconnected, more removed and isolated, which can be very damaging and destructive and can lead to depression, anxiety, which can lead to a variety of health issues.
So we may incorporate social stereotypes that now that I'm 75, I ought not to be doing certain things, even though you know that you're still perfectly capable of doing it, but you play this mind game on yourself and start to believe those social stereotypes and myths.
Sometimes your health starts to deteriorate and you keep thinking you're 20 years old, but your body is telling you you're not any longer. So their body doesn't do as well for them, and then they get very uncomfortable, and you can start seeing some of that, what we'll call some anger that may come up because, as they say, the body is failing, but they still want to activate, and then they eventually give up.